Let's talk about the Tony Hinchcliffe
Big Tony.
So Tony gets invited to do the presidential or the Trump rally at Madison Square Garden, and he did what I assumed Tony was going to do. When I heard that he was doing it, I was like, oh, he's going to roast.
He's going to go off.
Yeah, that's what he does. Obviously,
he's a comedian. Why the fuck would you have a comedian?
But not only just a comedian, like you're talking about.
He's a roast.
That's literally what he does.
He sold out MSG twice too.
The last high-profile thing that he did was the Tom Brady roast, and he roasts brutally, and he's very good at it. So it was not even a slight surprise to me when I clicked on the video to see what he was doing.
I actually thought it was tamer than it would be. I didn't think
he had
it
to tame it. Well, because it was on cable TV, right? He couldn't curse. He couldn't say certain things.
Yeah.
He still went pretty hard.
He went pretty
hard for what it was. Now, look. We'll get into like the actual video and the backlash and all that other stuff. Like, I just assumed that was the assignment. I've spoken to Tony a couple times. I didn't ask him because I'm not trying to get the scoop and let everyone know what the word is, right? I just made sure that he was doing good because he's a friend of mine. And, it's, I assumed that the Trump campaign and their people, at the very least, either vetted the jokes and said, let's see what you're going to say and approve them.
I don't know. Yeah, did they?
Or said, go off and do what you want to do. We know you roast. We know what you do. And that was the cool thing that they were trying to do. I think that they just said, do what you want to do.
Okay.
I don't think that they vetted the jokes. I don't think that he submitted them. My assumption is
they couldn't have, right?
No, I don't. That's crazy. I mean, some of them on, because here's the thing, like they're, say what you want about the jokes. I thought a lot of the jokes were very funny. Mm-hmm. I thought the Puerto Rico floating pile of garbage thing was very funny. It was misdirection. How do you not understand?
My Pillow promo code was pretty funny.
There was some funny. There's some easy or cheesy stuff as well, but that's what roasts are. Like literally, if you watch a roast battle or you watch any roast, a lot of it is, formulaic, and that's just what it is.
Sure.
And then the room was uncomfortable and tight at times. So, that's not helping.
He called it out though. He felt it and he called it out.
But my assumption is that they said to him, we know what you do. Have fun up there. Go kill it.
There also is the other thing when you do stuff like that, they don't edit the audio like a comedy thing, so the laughs just seem lower. Like if you actually hear, there's people like, whoa.
No, of course.
You can make the laughs lower and make someone sound like they're doing worse.
Yeah, I don't think. They're not miking the audience. When you hear a comedy show, the audience is mic'd. They bring in multiple mics, multiple sources. They layer. When you listen, this is the way comedy specials work. They layer the laugh tracks to make it sound bigger and fuller.
I'm sure you've had your mic feeds where they send you the mic feed and you're like, I just crushed that set. And you listen to the mic feed, you're like, this might have been the worst.
You're saying me specifically?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're special.
That's my point. The premise of the joke was killing, which is you're having trouble with. Oh, you think I've ever killed?
Oh, it's me, you piece of shit. But no, whatever. It doesn't even matter. I don't give a shit. Like his assignment was to go be a comic and to go tell jokes. Unquestionably, people getting mad, being like, "Oh, it's a political rally." How could you shut the fuck up? The amount of comics that are coming out and piling on and trashing Tony Hinchcliffe. I mean, what are we doing, guys?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
How are you not just even if you think he bombed, even if you didn't like the jokes, how are you not celebrating it and going like, wow, dude, what a crazy moment that a comic gets invited to go and roast one of the biggest moments in political history. This is massive. It's so
apparently Don Rickles did a Reagan one. I saw some. They
had somebody was doing a Kamala. George Lopez was doing the Kamala thing, and he trashed Mexicans, and nobody's making a big deal about it.
Joke.
But it's just kind of like, and by the way, they do this every year or every few years at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Yeah.
And they always come under. I think Nikki Glaser got in trouble a few years ago for certain
comedy's
things
a very big part of American political culture in a weird way.
People always get in trouble, and people always take it too far, right? Mm-hmm. And you see these things, and when you put a comic in that environment, very often they're not murdering like they would at a comedy show because it is awkward and it's ballsy as shit to go in that environment. It's not an easy environment to do it in, right? But because it's Trump and it's so crazy heavy politicized, they're making it into a much bigger thing than it really needs to be. They are jokes. We all know they're jokes. And everyone in the world knows they're jokes. Kamala knows their jokes. Everyone that's coming out against Tony Hinchcliffe. How many Puerto Rican celebrities have come out against Tony Hinchcliffe in support of Kamala
There's
Harris
Puerto Rican
now.
celebrities.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought you were the only one.
I'm the premier Puerto Rican comedian.
You, Ricky Martin.
This is gonna sound crazy. I literally don't. How many people are in Puerto Rico?
I don't even know. Shannon.
Who the knows, man?
It was Ricky Martin, Bad Bunny, and J-Lo.
Bad Bunny. So Puerto Rico, that's a town?
I think it's a borough or something of the DR. I don't know.
Yeah, it's and so here's the other thing. People are like, dude, is this gonna sway the vote now? The Puerto Rican voters. First of all, let me say this: the Puerto Rican vote's not swaying anything. Okay, we've never swayed fucking anything in the history of the universe.
They have 3 channels in Puerto Rico right now. Okay, they got the old school TV, the Magnavox. They have no idea.
Yeah, your grandpa's holding the antenna on top of it, moving it. It's Puerto Rico.
They're watching Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift on DVD right now. They have no idea what the is going on.
So the amount of people being like, oh, it's going to sway the vote, the amount of Puerto Ricans, and then they're counting the influence that, like, it's Ariana Grande too, Bad Bunny. It's like it's in the billions. The amount of influence that these people have is in the billions.
AOC wasn't happy.
Listen to me.
Those people weren't going to vote for him
They
to
were
begin
not
with.
voting.
What the fuck was that?
Nobody's changing their vote over Tony Hinchcliffe's jokes. Nobody. It's not happening. Not a single person is going, you know what? I was going to vote for Trump, but now that was just too much. That's psychotic.
Well, me and Danny used to have this joke where we'd always talk about where if the Democrats were smart, they would show like a video of De Niro flipping out, like every celebrity of your favorite, like crying, having meltdowns. And you're like, if Trump wins, you want more of that? Like, that's if Trump wins, is that what you want? Like every one of your favorite celebrities being a psychopath again? So it was a bit of that. I could see people a little bit being like, oh, right, that's what the world's going to be like. I was saying this to Figs, though, when we first came in. I go, my algorithm from like Twitter, TikTok, was exclusively like the comedy news right now. And that's why I'm like, is that just me? Or is that like, is the whole world actually, their whole algorithm is like a discussion of comedy?
I boxed this morning, and my buddy Jason, who I box with, he's Puerto Rican, and his parents are like on vacation right now, like in some country, not in Puerto Rico. And I guess they texted him being like, oh, did you hear about this Tony Hinchcliffe guy?
Okay.
And the dad's like, oh, I think he's funny. I was like, but mom's freaking out about this right now.
Yeah.
Storming around.
Some people don't know he's a comedian.
Well, Puerto Ricans are notoriously stupid. So that's the issue. And these are my people. I'm allowed to say this. Like, we're not too smart. So, but I just don't think I don't think you're swaying anyone's vote. It just doesn't matter. What are some of the highlights, Shannon? Give me some, please.
Stuff is really, really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight?
That's a lot.
You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible.
That's cute. That's nice.
Do you know anyone who went to this?
Not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this.
That's a funny joke.
Hilarious.
It also takes to do an act out like that and a big thing.
It's so funny.
It's a funny.
He should double down and release the whole thing and put it on his page.
Dude, they're just they're just jokes.
Because people are taking it out of context. They have that one part about the island, and everyone and their mother's going bananas without knowing he's a comedian or who he is. And it's that's what they always that's what both sides do, I guess.
Shannon, let me see another.
Do
another
people
clip.
ever get exhausted, you think, by just being upset by everything, or do you think they like it?
They think they think they're helping.
Oh my God, it's
They're like, I'm doing politics right now.
It's exhausting to me. I just
crazy.
read through it and I'm like, what the is wrong with you guys?
Sure.
This will
Giggle
also
about it
this
and
will
eat at the
be
fucking candy bar. What the
this
fuck?
news cycle will go
Sorry about
by
this
the
candy.
time we end the week. By the time Halloween hits, this will be a non-issue. Nobody's going to be talking about this. This is the narrative here. What you can extract, and what happens is people extract the subtext, right? And the subtext here is comedian makes joke. Simple as that, right? That's what is happening, right? And that's what's going to stick in people's minds. It's not that if you think Trump's racist already, you think Trump's racist.
Yeah.
This isn't swaying anybody. People aren't now going like, I'm just realizing Trump, he's racist. There's racist rhetoric. This is ridiculous. It's all stupid. So this will pass very, very quickly. I think by the time Halloween hits, nobody will be talking about this. So this will make absolutely no difference in the election. But you can play another clip. It's fine. We can move on in a second.
And, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Didn't make
That's
me-
you.
Okay,
That's
all
actually really
right.
funny.
So he felt it though. He felt like, oh,
There.
See, that's not
Again,
okay.
Normally, I don't follow the
Hey, I'm from
national
a
anthem.
floating pile of garbage myself.
Yeah.
But I love it. That's what I
Where
love
you
about.
from?
I'm from Hawaii.
You have two floating piles of garbage on your chest.
I do, yeah, exactly. If I ever was lost at sea, these babies would keep me safe. I'm telling you.
Some big titties. All right, well, whatever. Whatever. Obviously, we support Tony, and we just support comedy in general. It doesn't even got to be Tony. If I didn't know Tony, or if I didn't know anybody involved, like I would come out and I would just.
If you
support-
if you even had an anti-comedy perspective, the only thing that I would say is like reasonable would be like you might be able to say like weird that the Republicans let that happen.
Yes,
but
no,
like that's not. He got hired to do that gig and did that gig.
I'll go a step further. I'll say it was a full-fledged misstep on the Trump campaign to book Tony Hinchcliffe to open up that thing.